Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
There's Mr. Enfuego, one half of the Baseball Junkies podcast. Before we get the show going, we just want to make sure that both you, the viewer, and the listener are fully aware that this podcast is not intended to provide any form of investment advice. The opinions expressed here by either the host or any guest do not necessarily reflect the views of any sports card investor, organization, and or entity within the sports card market. Any discussion of sports card values in the past or present is not a guarantee of future performance. Two collectors with a common love of baseball cards. A league of her own, Mr. Enfuego. Welcome to the Baseball Junkies podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to the Baseball Junkies podcast. I'm your host, Adrian from A League of Her Own on YouTube.
And I'm your boy, Mr. Enfuego, also from YouTube.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight here live on YouTube. It's been a minute. We took last weekend off for Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Hope everybody here in the United States had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Mr. Enfuego, how about you? How was your time off, sir?
It was very filling. I'm still digesting.
For reals, right? Man, we don't mess around when it comes to feasting over here.
Not at all.
Tell you what. I'm going to get right into the podcast, guys. We've got lots of stuff. When you take a week off, all this hobby news just builds up. So we're going to get into the nitty gritty here, and we're going to start off with our upcoming releases. All right, upcoming releases. Big one, kind of a sneaky big one here. 2023 Topps Inception is coming out. This product hasn't been my favorite in the past. It's got kind of a paint looking design, but a lot of people do like it as well. It's looking like hobby boxes of this are going to be around the 140 mark. The special thing about this product, there is a new insert / auto / cool card coming out, something similar to what we saw in Topps Chrome Update with the MLB debut patch auto. We have this, as you can see on the screen here.
Milestones, yeah.
Yeah, this is so like you said, the milestone autograph relics. So for example, the one they're showing here of a Jordan Walker rookie card, this is, when he gets his first career base hit. So tradition, player gets the ball, but we're going to get a piece of the base along with an autograph on this. So those are super cool looking. And as you can see, if you're watching with us here live on YouTube, this has got kind of like a paint. This has got like that Bob Ross look going to it. This is common for previous years of this, but
Definitely.
I like the color format this year. What are you thinking of it?
I like it. I mean, I like how they're actually
Yeah.
coming up with a theme for these new product releases, going back to the debut patches. Now we got the milestone relics. I mean, kudos to Topps
Yeah.
for coming up with this one.
Yeah. So here's the take at the parallels in there. We got a limited amount of green. It's not saying they're not numbered. So the greens are limited. However, purple out of 150, magenta out of 99, red out of 75, orange out of 50, blue out of 25. And then we've got the Inception 1 of 1s. Now, these hobby boxes are 1 pack, 7 cards. You're going to get a guaranteed hit an auto of some sort in there. But the other 6 are base or parallel cards that are in there. And at 140, this might be something to consider when we talk about another product here coming up later in our upcoming releases. However, we do need to talk about another big product coming out on the 12th. That's going to be 2023 Bowman Draft.
Yep.
You're new to the baseball card collecting game. Bowman Chrome, Bowman Draft are huge releases every year. And Mr. Fuego, you want to tell them why this one's in particularly special?
Well, we've talked about this in previous episodes, but in this product, they're bringing back a former Expos draftee by the name of Tom Brady.
Who's that?
Well, I don't know. He happens to be probably the greatest quarterback that everybody follow if they're Patriots fans or just like the man in general. But now with him being in this product, now mind you, with this one, they're only coming up with about a total of 100 autographs in this because they have it broken down, serialized. Now the question that lingers through my mind when this release came out is how much is DA gonna put on a bounty for his card for that 101?
Yeah, and if you guys don't know what DA is, we're talking about David Adams, and just recently, past half a year or so, they've been putting out huge bounties. We had the Drew Jones, we had the Anthony Volpe MLB debut, which is still active, I believe. I don't think
Yep.
anybody's pulled that
Nobody's
yet.
pulled it yet.
So that's something to consider. Now, Bowman Draft. Let's talk about this a little bit. They have the HTA choice boxes that are going to be $440-ish. This is looking off of like Steel City Collectibles and Blowout cards. Now, this might release. It probably will release on Topps, be a little bit cheaper, but that is one that's going to sell out fast. That you're going to need to be there waiting on the website on the day this is supposed to release to try to get this. The jumbo boxes are about $560. The super jumbo boxes are about $750. This is not a cheap product. Now, Tom Brady autographs being in this is a huge chase for a lot of people, but this is already a product that people are chasing. All those Bowman Chrome First autos, Bowman Firsts. People love those prospect cards. It's just the name of the game. So this is going to be something we're going to see on all the channels, people breaking. It's just one of the most popular releases of the year, no matter the price or what have you.
Definitely.
All right. So also coming out on December 13th, if you're looking for that low budget hobby box, we've got 2023 Topps Heritage High Number coming out. We're looking at about $65 for a hobby box of that. That's super cheap. Heritage is fun. Don't get me wrong. But it's for the collector. It's not going to be a super popular product. Topps Heritage this year was really not that fun for me in particular. If you're going and trying just to collect a set of cool old school looking cards, that's what Heritage gimmick is. this will be for you. There will be some fun inserts and autos and stuff, but this is not a highly sought after product, but it was still fun and it will be affordable at about $65 a box, maybe cheaper on Topps when it releases. December 15th, 2023 Topps Chrome Black. These are looking to be about $160. Now, these are 4 card packs. You're going to get 3 base cards in there. There's usually a parallel in there, and then you get 1 encased auto. When I was going through these prices and discussing this with Mr. Fuego earlier, I was like, with that chase that they put in Topps Inception, and you're getting a few more cards, I don't know, it almost entices me more to purchase the Topps Inception for $140 rather than the Topps Chrome Black at $160. I'm still going to get an auto and stuff like that. Now, Topps Chrome Black, in my opinion, looks a lot better, but if you're looking for
the Chrome Black, you know, it all depends on what the collector likes as far as card design, because, you know, yes, Inception, it's very colorful, fluorescent, all that good stuff. But I mean, Chrome Black, it's following its name. However, it's tasteful.
Absolutely. I love the way it looks. I'm just, if you're trying to maximize your money, is my thought process on that. Like, if you had to choose, you might be getting a better deal with the Inception. It's really hard to say until we actually see it opening. But if you're just looking at the paperwork and the numbers right now, that's the direction we're going there. I do see a question in our chat right now that I do want to touch on, asking if they're doing the light boxes for the Bowman draft. It did not come up on any of our searches, Topps Light. So that, or I'm sorry, Bowman Draft Light. So that is possibly another format that's coming out, but at this time, not seeing it. So not sure if they're going to be doing that or not. So last but not least, we've got tentatively on December 16th, the Topps Flagship Japan edition coming out. Maybe. Don't have anything on prices. Don't have anything for sure on the date. That as of right now is 16th, but that might get pushed back. Might be another Stadium Club thing. We're going to leave it at that and maybe talk about that some more in coming weeks when we get more information on that. So let us know in the chat. Let us know what's your favorite upcoming release. What are you guys looking forward to most? I want to know how many people are getting that Bowman draft going for Brady autos.
And if you're actually listening to us on the podcast, go ahead and give us your thoughts on the website.
Please do. Okay, let's keep on moving. We've got some reviews to go over. Okay, lots of fun stuff this week. We saw lots of 2023 Museum Club, 2023 Topps Ripped, and 2023 Bowman Sapphire over the past couple weeks get ripped. 2023 Bowman Chrome Sapphire was released on Topps for about $220. I need to look. I want to see what the resale is on that now, like on Blowout. I'm sure it's gone up. This is just how it always goes. I get a box. I bought a box for my brother-in-law. He wanted me to buy it and open it on the channel and what have you. So that was super cool. And then, of course, to open it, and it was amazing. And all the other boxes I've seen of it being opened are amazing. And now I want more boxes. So I'm sure it's like $1 million now. But out of the 3 that I've said, Bowman Chrome Sapphire was my favorite product to watch. Yep, look at that. On Blowout cards, it's $100 more than it was on Topps. It's about $319 for one of those. It's mega box size. You get, 6 packs, 4 cards per pack. It goes up quickly. So hands down, I think that was the best product I saw ripped in the past couple weeks.
Definitely.
What are your thoughts? Yeah. So
I mean, you can't go wrong with Sapphire.
I mean, you really can't, unless they, like in this case where they keep jacking the price up. All of the openings I've seen of it, I've seen people get good hits. You know, they do have autographs on sapphire inserts this year. Things I haven't seen one of those pulled yet. I guess because I don't watch the big breakers where they're the ones that get all of them. Like you sent me that link for Blaz Sports where they opened up a case of it and they had like
they had 2 red Bowman first, numbered to 5, pulled out of the same case.
Yeah. Someone's asking about Topps Definitive. We talked about that a little bit on the last podcast 2 weeks ago. Definitive wasn't. I didn't enjoy Definitive as much.
Yeah,
I liked to. We were talking about Tier 1 being.
Yes,
we liked Tier 1 better than Definitive, but between
now the one thing about Bowman Sapphire that I do like, even though it's kind of a oops on Topps' part, you're supposed to only get 2 parallels, but yet I've seen breaks where 3, maybe 4 are being pulled. Those are the only times that I like the mistakes.
I was going to say, I honestly haven't seen a box where there's only been 2 in it that I can think of. There might, unless I've watched people that open more than one box, and maybe one of their boxes only had 2, but the box that I opened had 3. Arnie over at Card Deal, I saw him open some boxes and he's gotten 4 in some of his boxes. And then it's been fun. It's been fun. Good stuff. The thing that threw me this year with Sapphire, with the image variations, which are super popular. Usually they're numbered different in the coding in the back on the bottom of the card. They didn't do that this year.
Go around. Nope.
Yep. So the big card that I pulled on my channel was an image variation, and I didn't even know it. So that was a pleasant surprise. I did watch some openings of Topps Ripped. Now, Topps Ripped is something that came out. They started doing it in 2020. It's kind of a spin-off, if you will, of Allen and Ginter rip cards. Yeah. So you get a card, you tear if you dare. You tear it open, and inside there's a mini card that could be lower numbered, could be autographed. I get, in 2020 when cards were just, you couldn't get enough cards and we were looking for all this stuff. I did get a box of this. I enjoyed it. I do have one card still that I haven't ripped, and I keep debating on ripping it. But the whole idea is to get these cards, and they're all numbered, and you rip them open to see if you got an auto, if you got a better card on the inside, because once you rip it, that card is not, the outer card, not worth what it was beforehand. So nice idea. They're about $100 a box. There's four cards per box, technically 8 if you count the inside,
the little minis in it. Yeah.
But not a huge resale, not the best looking of cards. They're not bad looking, but that's
a big risk.
Yeah. Now, Museum Club. I really have enjoyed, actually. Museum Club and what's the other one that's not Triple Threads, but oh gosh, I can't think of the name. Tribute. Those are like kind of middle end products. I want to say Museum Club, about $500-ish. You get 4 mini boxes. Each one has an auto. Each hobby box has auto. There is one quad relic.
There's a quad relic. There's the auto, probably an RPA, and a pure relic.
Of the openings I saw of it, the cards are always beautiful. Previous years, I feel like the hits were kind of I feel like it's been pretty good this year. A little bit better than normal. Could just be the way I've been watching videos and just how it happened to, look on my algorithm on YouTube. But definitely ranking Bowman Chrome Sapphire is number 1, Museum Club 2, Ripped 3rd. And that's what I have for reviews. If I could go back and buy more, yes, definitely that Sapphire. With the way the price is increased, you know me, I'm all about buying singles these days.
There you go.
If I do go and for some reason get a box of one of these products, it's at this point it's probably going to be Museum Club. I'm really struggling with my MVP buybacks on what to buy. I'm dying to know what everybody out there is doing with their MVP buybacks and what they're getting. Let me know. Shout it out. Sheesh. All right. Let's not waste any time, Mr. Fuego. Let's get into that hobby news.
Let's get to the hobby news.
Oh my God, there's so much hobby news.
Yeah.
Where do we start? I did write in our notes about this is our own personal little like speculation on what David Adams' bounty is going to be
Mm-hmm.
out of draft, because they're gonna do something, right? They've
It's
been
gonna be
doing
a
it.
crazy number.
Yeah. So it's got it. Yeah, the Tom Brady auto for sure. So there's got to be a Tom Brady superfractor, right? There's
Yes.
got to be. So what is the bounty going to be for that if they have one? You guys think they're going to have
I'm
one?
assuming if they're doing 150 for the patch debuts, and in the past they went as high as $1 million for a Drew Jones, I think they're gonna probably stick around maybe $500,000.
That's a good guess. That's a good guess. And that's fair to say. Let's wait and see if that happens. All right, some more big news in the hobby. eBay and COMC are coming together, which I almost feel like they kind of were working together, because there's a lot of cards when you go on to eBay. If you look at the seller, it'll say COMC consignment, and that's
Yeah, they do their own
basically it.
consignments on eBay.
So now they're working together here, and I mean, what's everybody's thoughts on that? Not too long ago, COMC was doing all the fulfillments. I believe they still are, for the redemptions and things of
Mhm.
that nature. There's been talk back and forth on how people have felt like that, if it's a good deal or not. Now, you just had a redemption that I was certain was going to take 6 months to a
Forever.
year
Yes.
for you to get, and you
But it
got it
only
in like
took me a measly 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So you guys check out Mr. Enfuego's channel for this amazing triple auto that he got out of tier 1. Good Lord. And got it in 2 weeks, and it's pretty much on its way to PSA at this point. So stay tuned for that. Also on ComC, they are, doing like the grading, like the easement of grading with, I just saw it on here. I've got their site up with PSA, yeah, and CGC. So they've got value submissions that they're doing here. Let's see if I can share this with you here on good old StreamYard. There we go. So you got the $22 deal, which that's a good deal. That's basically what I've got to charge people to do submissions
Mhm.
when I send stuff to PSA. And then you got $13 with CGC. I don't know. What do you guys all think about that? As you can see here, they got the holiday auctions. Wow, they do also have an options with ComC to pre-grade review. So there's going to be a charge for that there. So
Nice
that's
little
something
perk,
to
though.
consider. That's something to consider when I know there's a lot of people that are skeptical or just nervous to send things in for grading.
Right.
So this is something to consider. Effortless grading, direct grading. There we go. Introducing ComC live auctions on eBay. So eBay Live has kind of like Fanatics Live, whatnot, and what have you. ComC's doing their live auctions on eBay now. So
Yeah, and I've actually seen them on eBay Live. They do singles auctions and stuff like that. I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah. So we've got that there. So the biggest thing I feel like I want to talk about in hobby news this week is Michael Rubin did a podcast a couple weeks ago, and in the podcast, you guys probably have seen this on other YouTube channels because it's been kind of the big talk this past week, but he was talking about how Fanatics did hire an auditing company to audit their cards. Now, exactly what or how they're auditing is kind of left in the air. And the way he spoke of it on the podcast, and I will put a link in the description and possibly in the chat here. I don't know if we've got that loaded up right now, but he kind of went over it, like the way he said he kind of skimmed over it, like, oh yeah, we did this. We haven't made a big announcement about it, but we are doing this whole auctioning thing. And it's like, if you're into the whole sports card game, to me, I was just like, whoa, whoa, slow down. That's huge. Like, that's a
Yeah.
huge thing. Like, why are we just skimming over it and not making a big announcement about it? I have my theories. Some other channels have their theories. Because if this is true, then it's like, yeah, what and how are these audits going about? Why does it seem like all these big breakers are getting these unbelievable cards all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time?
But
And
kind of like to
yeah,
piggyback off of what you said, though, when we was actually talking about all the stuff that we was going to be bringing to the podcast, that podcast that Michael Rubin was in was, give or take, about 4 or 5 days ago. But yet we received from an anonymous source a clip of Bless Sports pulling those 2 red Bowman first out of 5. So exactly the question that runs in my mind is, what was the purpose of those auditors? What were they auditing? What were they looking for? And things of that nature. In addition, I would safely assume the reason for the inflation in recent products as of recent is probably because of those auditors, because for every bill that they inherit, they take it out on little old consumer us, and we got to suffer for what they're trying to do to make better.
yeah. I'm gonna put that. So it's the Bill Simmons podcast. And I'm going to go ahead and drop that in the chat right now if anybody wants to see that. There we go. It'll be in our description as well. So you mentioned that early in our discussions earlier today, Mr. Fuego, and I got to thinking about that.
Mm-hmm.
And my only issue now, it would make sense if the rise in card prices was because they're implementing this auto thing. But at the same time, Fanatics has talked about, or Mike Rubin has talked about, cutting out the distributors, cutting out the middlemen,
Right.
and the hobby shops and stuff, seeing different kind of profits. To me, it's like if you're cutting the math ain't mathing for me
You're
at this
right.
point.
You would think you cut the middleman out, that's cost effective.
So I mean, just to keep it real with everybody, it just seems so shady to me. Like everything, all of this stuff always seems shady to me. It always, like, why would you just not bring that up like that and not talk about that more and not announce that more? Because that's a huge thing in the hobby. But I feel like all these guys are just,
Yeah. I mean, because when I first got word about this latest podcast that he did, and he was talking about the auditor, and the first thing that came to my mind was, if you remember a while back, both Adrian and I actually did do a segment on the first appearance that Michael Rubin did on the Bill Simmons podcast. And basically he was saying, and I quote, that he is looking to develop methods and ways to 10x the hobby for the benefit of the collector. Okay. Now, here we are almost 2 years later. I haven't seen how he 10x the hobby, for one. Number two, we've seen all these mishaps with duplicate, sometimes triplicate 101s and all these other debacles. But now, with the inflation of these prices, to include all these sought after parallels that are going to selected breakers, depending on the size of their audience or the notoriety of their name, I mean, that a lot of questions. There's more questions than answers.
100%. And we got some more information in our chat right now. It was 5 red cards, 5 out of 5 red parallels from 2023 Bowman Sapphire were all pulled out of the same case on Blez Sports, which I'm just like, to me, it doesn't even, I'm sure with a lot of people, it doesn't even phase you anymore. You're like, oh yeah, of course, they're big breakers. They got the big cards. That's all there is to it. It's kind of like, that's why I've been having such a hard time deciding what hobby box to get. Because don't get me wrong, I enjoy opening a hobby box. It's fun to see, but I'm just kind of like, I feel like I'm feeling it more than ever how much the odds are stacked against me when I'm opening something. So I'm
Despite
just
what
like,
is written on that
it
box.
100%. I'm just like, I just want to buy my singles. I want my Bobos and some A's cards and I don't mind. I like pulling cards for my friends too. I'll pull some Alex Rodriguez or some Julio Rodriguez for my battle buddy here on the podcast, or Arnie over at Card Deal and get him his Cleveland Guardians, or some Braves cards for Adam's card closet. Don Mattingly, I can go on and on about this.
Well,
but
here's the thing: since you're being so selective on what you would not mind doing for friends within the community, that brings up a valid point. Repacks.
Oh, for God's sakes. Another huge thing that was in the hobby news this week. If you guys haven't heard about it, repacks
is now the new flavor of the month.
Yes. As a matter of fact, our good old friends on Whatnot, Backyard Breaks, that's all they're doing these days.
They quit breaking product and are now putting together tiered repacked products. But wait, there's more. The top tier product that they actually have listed on their website, okay, just go to backyardbreaks.com. The top tier is running for a low price of $1,800.
$1,800.
And now here's the thing with these repacks, okay? So what a lot of these influencers or breakers, if you will, whatever you want to refer them to as, are going to these card shows, are going online to COMC, eBay, Pristine Auctions, REA, whatever the case may be. They're buying these singles at 80 to 90% comps. Okay. And once they make these purchases, they build these repacks for us, the consumers, and expect us to pay anywhere from 100 to 150% comps. What sense does that make?
What does everybody here in my chat or that's listening or watching this, let us know on our, in the comments or on our website, whatever, what y'all think of repacks. I'm not totally against repacks. How do you feel about repacks?
Well, number one, it all depends on who's actually offering repacks.
100%.
Because I do know for a fact within our little group, we have individuals that do put together repacks, and the value is there because they actually do the homework. And yes, I'm not going to sit here and turn a blind eye and say the members of our community are not looking to at least get some type of profit, but they're not looking to sell these packs at 100%, 150% over comps. They may want to make $5-10 per pack extra, and I get that, but there are some individuals within the hobby that are bigger than what we have here now in the chat and everybody that's actually going to be listening in. I'm not going to mention Sports Card Investor, but he did a segment on his channel that he's going to actually get into the repack trend, but he has a solution. And it's just a matter of when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, and more to come on that. But basically what he said was he's going to go ahead and have his team put together these repacks, but at the same time, he's going to hire a team of auditors to do a QA QC to ensure, one, that there's a checklist established of what can possibly be in these repacks, because he does plan on doing tier levels as well. Number two, however much he is selling those packs for, the value is actually within those packs. So it's just right now a matter of to be determined with this.
I think the whole message we want everybody to know with this whole repacks thing out there that we've seen other people discuss on other channels is being very transparent about what you can hit in these packs. Now, I'm working with another YouTuber, somewhat of a YouTuber, hasn't posted in a while, but member of the community, Kaneda383. You guys know him as Magnus. About a year ago, he set up mystery card packs, and he wanted me to do them with hobby. I did a break on my channel, random teams, gave people time to trade, whatever. And in those packs, he gave me so many details about what was in there, somewhat of a checklist of what you could possibly hit and things of that nature. And I think that was the whole thing. So everybody kind of knew. And then also at the end of that whole thing, if there was people that didn't hit as much stuff, I went back through and put in more stuff for them to kind of help
Get their
them
money's
feel like
worth.
they were getting stuff. And that stuff wasn't predetermined into the price, which is another huge thing that a lot of these breakers are saying, oh, I'm going to send you these cards because you didn't hit, you didn't get good cards. So I'm going to hook you up with this stuff. That's all pre-planned, guys. You got to really pay attention. So at any rate, that break is happening again soon. Magnus has reached out for me. He's been working super hard. And I really, even if you aren't wanting to get in the break, I hope you might consider at least watching it and letting me know what you guys think. Because there, I think, is a right way and a wrong way to do mystery packs. And they're just like any other break. If you think about it, sometimes you hit and sometimes you don't. And that's just the name of the game. But it's all about being transparent, which I don't think we're getting.
No.
Hobby
Unless
boxes.
the only transparency that you will get is with those that you actually know.
100%. So be really selective with where you guys spend your money. We're not trying to tell you where to spend it. Do what you want. Have fun. That's the biggest thing. We're just trying to give you guys information to be mindful about it, because we don't want you to get discouraged in this hobby, because in this day and age, it's easy. It has been easy to get discouraged with all the scammers out there, with all the, people,
and all the all around foul play that's happening within the hobby.
100%.
I mean, it leaves bad taste in people's mouths, and those that you've known to share the hobby with you for an extended amount of time, they go through one bad experience and then they just they turn their back and they just walk away from the hobby. And it's sad to see that, because I've seen so many people who enjoyed it. They express their love and passion for the hobby, whether it be through videos or through friends or whatever the case may be. They go through that one mishap and then they just walk away from everything that they've built.
Yeah. We'll get more into that in our banter section today, Mr. Fuego. We've got a lot to go on today. I'm gonna keep on rolling here, and let's get into some trivia.
Well, real quick, before we do it, for hobby news, in case you haven't looked it up, the grading specials for December are published on PSA's website. Right now, the biggest one out there is $15.99 grading services per card for sports cards within the 80s and 90s.
Yes. Let's see if I can bring up good old PSA for you guys here. Now, PSA isn't the only ones we grade with, but it is the most popular. Let's just keep it simple. That's why we're always talking about them. I will bring up some stuff with Tag and SGC here in the future. Just keep you guys... I don't want you guys to think you only have to go with PSA, but they do have a lot of specials running right now for the holiday season. So let's focus in on that for now. That is a huge one. There's some people I need to reach out to in the community to see if they want to get in on these deals, but here we go. 80s sports holiday special, $15.99 a card that ends, oh my goodness, tomorrow. They're quick. The 90s, that's also going to end tomorrow. $15.99. Oh man, I didn't reach out fast enough. But as you can see, they've I hear if you're watching, they've got more specials coming out, so stay on your toes with that one. Yeah. All right. Can I do trivia now?
Let's do trivia.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's get ready, guys.
All right. So I kind of switched up the format of the trivia this week. Rather than giving you a question, I just went ahead and threw a hint at you. And for those of you that are listening, the hint for the trivia was 2,632 games. Automatically, that should have triggered only one thought. Okay. Cal Ripken Jr. was the man responsible for playing 2,632 consecutive games, which broke the previous record that was held by the Iron Horse, who had a total of 2,130 games. And I don't foresee that record being broken anytime soon.
I agree with you. I don't either. And I thought that was a nice, clever way of doing trivia this week. So thank you again.
But we do have a winner.
We got a winner, a new winner too. I don't think he's won before. Let's congratulate Sean, the Jedi Master, here on YouTube.
Congratulations, Sean.
We will be shouting him out on our website all week. So if you guys,
I expected for him to get the question. I mean, he is a school teacher, so he should know how to.
Yes, and Sean's our resident Houston Astros fan. We give him a lot of grief for that, but he is a good sport. Good, has a great channel. You guys definitely check him out. Super fun and supportive guy in the community. So congratulations, Sean. Get you all set up here on the website tonight and hopefully get you some more subs on your YouTube channel.
We're not going to hold against you the fact that you are an Astros fan on the website, so don't worry about it.
Not one bit. Now, my sister might have something different to say about that, but hey, she don't run this show, so we'll just leave that alone. All right. So, all right, guys. So now we want to get into our top 5 cards that, top 5 selling cards of the week here. See what we got for number 5 this week. All right, this is the number 1 person we're watching in the off season. This is Shohei Ohtani. This is his 2018 Topps Flagship rookie card. And we had some sales today. Pardon me while I load up the Sports Card Investor app. It's what I use for these sales. We have him, at a 7-day increase of 16.9% and a 30-day increase of 1.7%. Now, just to be clear, because Shohei Ohtani had rookie cards and updated as well, this is the 2018 Topps Series 2 number 700 base pitching card.
Now that increase is actually showing in recent sales. So there was actually 4 sales that occurred yesterday at PSA 10. So the first one actually sold for $102.50. Following that, there was one that sold for $120. Then another one sold for $5 more. And the most recent sale of that particular slab was at $139.
I also want to just throw out something else out there. If you guys have been watching like Shohei Ohtani news talks and all that about where he might go, you guys have noticed San Francisco Giants creeping up higher and higher on that list, talking about them a lot more. I said that way back when, and I still feel strongly about that. So keep your guys' eyes out for that. All right, let's go number 4. This might be my favorite Shohei Ohtani rookie card. This is a 2018 Topps Heritage number 600 base rookie card. We've seen a 7-day increase of 11.1% and a 30-day increase of 14%. This set here, we talked about Heritage in the upcoming products coming out and how it's not going to be that great. I want to say 2018 Heritage, one of my favorite sets that has come out, in the modern. When this came out, I was all about both 2018 and 2019 Heritage. This is a beautiful card.
Good years.
What do you got for them PSAs?
So the PSAs, there was 2 that actually sold on the 30th of November. The first one sold at about $112, and then the most recent sold for $160.
Not bad. That's what I forgot to mention in the last one. You could probably pick up this card here raw for about $40 on eBay. And I'm sorry I didn't mention that for the 2018 Topps the number 5 card we just did. You'd probably get that one raw for about $30. All right, let's move on to number 3. All right, here we have the 2018 Topps update number US 250 base rookie card of Ronald Acuna Jr., this year's NL MVP. We've seen a 7-day increase of 13.3% and a 30-day increase of 36.7%. This card raw is going anywhere between $14 and $18.
That's not bad for a raw, because as far as a PSA 10, the lowest that I have here listed, and they all sold on the 30th, the lowest being $51, and the highest was at $60.
Not too shabby. I think I have this one graded. I don't know, but I definitely have this next one. Here we go for number 2. Not really sure how this came into play here, but we have the 2019 Topps Chrome update, number 54, rookie debut card of Fernando Tatis Jr. We've seen a 7-day increase of 44% on the sales of this card and a 30-day increase of 38.5%. You can probably pick this card up for about $8 on eBay.
That's not bad, because a great PSA 10 sold on the 29th for $31.
This is one of those cases here where there was speculation, talk about people liking the rookie debut of Fernando Tatis Jr. better than his actual rookie, because his actual rookie is a horizontal card, and horizontal cards for a lot of people
a favorite,
aren't the most popular. I personally love horizontal cards, but they also like that he was batting in this one. He's not batting in his true rookie. It's a really nice shot, horizontal view, where he's getting ready to throw the ball. But this is one of those cases where the rookie debut might be slightly more popular, not more expensive, but more popular.
Yes.
All right, moving on to number 1. What's it going to be?
This one's going to throw y'all off.
We sure not would have. No, we were not going to guess this one. What I just showed was a 2023 Topps Chrome update autograph Aqua Wave refractor out of 199 of Bobby Miller from, let me check, the Dodgers. We've seen a 7-day increase of 212.5% and a 30-day increase of 184.1%. I don't know. They're saying the average sale is about $125 for this card. I'm not showing any raws for sale right now. And I'm sorry, who is Bobby Miller? I'm sorry. I don't know who he is. The next greatest pitcher, because he is a pitcher, by the way. So
sadly, yeah. I mean, there are no PSA 10 through 1s that were sold. The last one sold raw on the 30th for that $125.
I don't even, where did you, oh, I see where you're looking on here. Yeah. I don't know who he is, guys. I'm sorry, but that's our That's what we got for our top 5. Let us know what you think of the top 5. And we're definitely going to talk about it more in the after hour show on Mr. Enfuego's channel, a half hour after the podcast here tonight. So definitely go over there and give Mr. Enfuego some love and hang out with us and ask us questions and talk with us. Let's also shout out SeatGeek if you guys want some 20% off. Both of us have promo codes. Here is my promo code for SeatGeek rolling at the bottom of the screen. If you're listening, it's A League of Her Own, all one word. If you're listening, you could also go into the description of the podcast or on the YouTube video. It's all there for you. Definitely check it out. Thank you so much. I'm ready for some banter. Banter time.
All right, who we roasting first?
Daggered. I'm going
There you
straight for the jugular. All right, guys. For those of you that are in our little Discord group, which there's 2 Discords that Mr. Enfuego and I are like really prevalent in, I want to say, if that's fair to say. There is the Card Mutiny Inc. Discord, and there is, I am not going to remember the name
the
of this
Union
Discord.
of Trading Cards.
Yes. Okay. I have links to both of those Discords in the description if you guys want to check it out. But I did have some Card Mutiny members. We like to call ourselves Card Mutiny. In case you guys don't know, it's all of us here in YouTube land and Discord and friends that we all collect, we trade, we watch each other's videos, we socialize in the hobby together. And it's really, for the most part, super popular. Positive, super, like lots of positivity. That's what I'm trying to spit out. This person, Dagger, D-A-G-R, I'm going to share it on the screen for you all, just so you know. This gentleman here. Okay. He's part of the Card Mutiny. He was a nice person in the community. I thought he was somebody that was in everybody's lives and commented. He's got his own videos. He seems nice enough, but he has been screwing over a lot of people in the hobby. It started off with the only one person that I've got the permission to like kind of talk about it is our buddy Big Chief Sports Card. He did a break a while back. Daggard in the past had purchased spots in his breaks in the past, and he paid, after the fact, or things of that nature. And anyways, he ended up not paying Big Chief for several teams that he purchased in the latest break. That was a substantial amount of money that put Big Chief into kind of a pickle. And then Dagger ghosted him. So I talked about him several weeks ago on the podcast, and I tried to be like super chill about the situation, hoping it was a mistake or some
You try to be the politically correct route.
I did, but it ended up not working out. I haven't talked about it much since, but I've gotten since then lots more emails of him doing it to other people, and people asking me to like talk about it some more. I did talk about it in our Discord, and I'm really just wanting to warn everybody about him and suggesting to you guys to not subscribe to him. Now, I did go through and I was reading comments in some of the videos and a little bit of research that way. I don't want to go in and watch any of his videos and give him any kind of credit in any way, shape, or form, but
just looking at his channel, Adrian, already sends red flags. If you look at
his line right there, if you would like to send me donations for my giveaways,
yes,
that's I mean, well, I better not show all that there, but anyways, you guys, if you're sub to him, I suggest unsubbing from him, and I suggest avoiding him altogether. That's all I got on that.
Okay, let me backtrack and dig Adrian out of this one before it blows out of proportion. You have the choice if you want to continue supporting this gentleman or not. It's completely up to you. However, based off of recent actions that this man has done to other individuals that have tried to spread enjoyment within the hobby, it didn't turn out the way it should have based off of his actions. So if that is something that you're willing to set aside and continue supporting him, by all means do so. But based off the actions that he's actually done, it has caused a lot of friction between previous supporters of him to look away from his channel and send their support elsewhere.
Yeah, thank you for helping me communicate this, Mr. Fuego. I just really super upset about it because I know the people that were hurt in this are just super awesome, very sweet people that we're just all trying to have fun. And this just like this sucks. So I'm just gonna move on from there. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Also, what else do we got, man? What else do we got? Carddeal.com's had some awesome his Friday night things sales rips been awesome. Diamond Princess went live this past week. Man, I've been trying to catch everybody's lives. Those ones during the night, like evening time during the week when I'm working. Work has been insane. Dang, I had one of your cards sitting here. I wanted to show it off, and now I don't know what I did with the damn thing. Oh yeah, it's right here. Check this out. Got this from Mr. Fuego, guys. Hopefully it's getting graded. I got hooked on these stained glass cards. So those are fun.
Beautiful.
Mr. Fuego, you got some pickups and some cool stuff. And
I did. So kind of like what Adrian said, yesterday I went ahead and sent out some cards for grading. And if you remember, and I did a short on it, I did send her a tier 1 triple autograph of 3 of the 4 members of the core 4. You know, everybody included minus Jorge Posada, which is numbered to 10. And I'm actually glad that I sent that out because as prior to actually me getting that card from Topps, I was texting Adrian back before I even got it. And I told her, look, I'm up against the wall as far as should I keep it? Should I flip it? I don't know. So I started testing the waters, trying to figure out, okay, who's willing to bite, you know? And right now, what I really had in my crosshairs as of recent was the 2019 Bowman First of Julio Rodriguez's autograph. Okay. And I did have a couple of people reach out to me on Facebook, but the card that they were actually sending to me did not fit the bill to a certain extent. It was a 2019 Bowman First. It was a Julio Rodriguez. It was an autograph. However, it wasn't an autograph that was actually inserted into the package at the time of distribution. This was something that they probably got when they went to a game, got a in-person signature, sent it to PSA, and got that authentic autograph on it. And when they sent it off to get slabbed, they would put the card as authentic and the grade as a numerical number. Okay. And now I'm not sure if everybody keeps track of marketing trends of this particular card, but the actual auto itself runs anywhere from about $1,200 to $1,500 in value. Okay. Now, the one where I'm going to consider it aftermarket or black market, if you will, they're only running for about $400. So the triple auto is running anywhere from $1,500 to $1,700 in trade value, but they're trying to scam me out of that particular card with something that is pretty much a fraction of what I have as far as value. So I decided to go ahead and send it to Adrian. I'm actually glad that I did because I'm looking forward now to what it comes back to with the grade, and it'll just stay with me until I actually find if I do find a collector who will appreciate it just as much as I have.
absolutely. If you don't mind, Mr. Fuego, can we talk about the other little situation? that happened with someone that was trying to trade you?
Oh, bring it on. Let's
Do you
go.
mind? There's tons, you guys all know, like, social media out there. There's all these baseball card groups and stuff on Facebook, Discord, whatever, and trading card, and you just to reiterate, I know a lot of you guys know already, but just to in case you're new and you're listening, you don't comment much in here. You got to be super careful. And there's a lot of different steps. And talking with friends, like Mr. Fuego reached out to, I feel like we reach out to each other before we make any kind of hobby decisions, big ones, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm sure some of you guys out there do that with each other too. So I know there's other people that reach out to me. I know there's people that reach out to Mr. Fuego. So he's got his triple auto. He was kind of looking to trade because he's trying to get this Julio Rodriguez Bowman first auto, preferably graded with PSA and a 10, all those things. And somebody reached out to him and had a card he was looking at, and he sent him the picture of it, but it was the picture that comes straight from PSA, which is a really nice picture, but that's something you need to be careful with as far as you want a coined picture. And if you haven't heard that term before, basically a coined picture, all it is like a picture of the card with like a piece of paper with your name and the date on there. And be sure that that's not a Photoshop picture as well. And I'll get more into that anyways. The person sent him that picture of the card. So Mr. Fuego reached out to me, whatever. My first thing, I go on eBay and I look to see sold comps for it. Sometimes I go on 130point.com. If you guys are familiar, it's a way to comp cards. And for PSA stuff or whatever, I go to PSA's website. I actually type in that certification number to make sure that certification number matches up. I know this sounds like a lot of work, but in this case, it did kind of work out. So I went to the website, typed it in, went to PSA's website. It's a card, an actual card, what have you. And then I went on eBay, started looking at the comps. And before I went to sold comps, I looked at active listings and scrolling, and I happened to notice the first couple ones of an auction that was ending within 2 hours had the same exact certification number. And so I messaged Mr. Fuego right away. I was like, is this guy going to take it off the auction and trade to you instead of when it's only got 2 hours left and it's going for over $1,000? I'm like, that's kind of, it's not really an ethically good thing to do for when you're on eBay and there's only 2 hours left. It's not a good idea to take that stuff off of there and not sell it, because that's going to upset a lot of the bidders. But anyways, so the guy, Mr. Fuego, confronts the guy on it, and he said, "Oh, it's somebody took that picture and my account got hacked and all this stuff." And I'm like, really? So with that, before even waiting for Mr. Fuego to respond, I sent a message to the guy on eBay that had sold, asking for a coin pick. And the guy instantly sent me 3 different pictures with his hand in it. Now it's had coined pictures of this card and then meanwhile, this guy sends a coined picture to Mr. Fuego, and I get to looking at it. I'm like, this thing's photoshopped. This guy is trying to, and Mr. Fuego by this time has figured it out too. Mm-hmm. And we're just like, oh my God, you guys, just be careful out there. I almost wanted to kind of mess with this guy longer and be like, how is he planning on trading this? Because I don't know you. You're going to send me that. To me, the way I go about that, you're going to send me the card before I send you anything. So
exactly.
And that if that person's legit, then that should deter them anyways. Because if you don't really know the person in trades like that, there's a lot of things to do to make sure you guys don't get scammed. They're all out there. Especially this whole sports card thing. There's so many douchebags out there. Be careful and only trade and do stuff with people that you trust. Make sure. I'm all about communication, sending pictures. I drive Mr. Fuego and other people that do PSA orders like crazy. I don't need all this information, but I send them pictures and updates all the time. And then like if somebody like wants to voice chat or do anything like for that peace of mind to keep things legit, that's the way to go about it. So that's all I got. That's all I got, Battle. What else you got for banter, man? You got anything else?
No, we don't have nothing else. But
get ready for that. Should we get ready for that after hour show here pretty soon?
Whatever we didn't cover today in greater detail, which there is some stuff that we are going to bring over to the after hour show, we'll bring it up to there. And this time, I really want to go ahead and pick everybody's brain, whoever shows up at the after hour show, so we can figure out exactly where our thoughts are with what's going on with this hobby. And speaking of that, okay, the very last episode of the Baseball Junkies podcast for 2023 is December 30th. What we plan on doing for that particular segment is we're going to go ahead and give everybody a recap of what we believe were the positives, the negatives of the hobby for that entire year. And then on the after hour show, we'll go ahead and get everybody else's thoughts on it. And also, you know, if we had a wish list, our expectations for 2024.
100%. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us today on the Baseball Junkies podcast. Head over to Mr. Enfuego's channel for the after hour show where we're going to answer and talk to you guys more personally in the chat. You guys are awesome. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you next week.